I hated it.
The Adama stare, okay? I got that twice during the run of the show. When I first came on the set, and I sat down and Edward was eating lunch, and never talked to me and just looked at me with that look. Right? And that
Because he would play on the cell phone.
And then the final episode, obviously, when I went out the airlock. And, you know, listen, if you're going to go,
Loved it.
what a great way. That's why we're all praying to be Cylons, right? Listen, Kate, when you went off the show, I remember, you were just praying. I mean, you were devastated, but you were praying that you would be a Cylon. I remember you saying that to me. And her prayers got through to Ron Moore. You know? So, you know.
Yeah, well, to answer Richard's question, the character of Tom Zarek and Richard's casting Richard as the character sort of happened simultaneously. And in point of fact, I met Richard in a context at a convention for the original Battlestar Galactica called Galacticon, and in Universal, and it was just a couple of months before the miniseries premiered. And I was invited very kindly. Richard was one of the people running the convention. They invited me to come, and I showed clips from the miniseries to the audience. Because there have been all these rumors, and people were already arguing about it, and oh, they're turning Starbuck into a woman, and this is terrible, and this and that. And I thought, well, I'll show them the miniseries and show them clips, and they'll love it. So what happened is I showed clips from the miniseries, and about 5 minutes of material that nobody had seen yet, and the house lights came up, and they booed. And they were very, very angry. And
You had no idea.
Oh, yeah. And I started taking questions from the audience, and they were really angry. And it got like, whoa. It was like this big kind of reaction of genuine. I mean, people loved the original show, the people that were in that room, and they were shocked, and I was there, and they were just sort of venting. But what happened was Richard stood up in the back. I hadn't even actually met him at that point, and he stood up and, like Moses, said, "Oh, children of Israel, hate not." And he really stood up and said some very gracious things. He said, "Look, this isn't what I would have done with Battlestar. This is not the vision I had, but you have to respect a man who's doing this, and I don't think we treat him like this." And it just like took the wind out of all this anger in the room. And I was very, very touched by that and very appreciative of that. And he didn't have to do it. And we went backstage and we met formally. And I said, "Look, that was very kind of you. And if the show gets picked up and goes to series, I want you to be on the show." And he said, "Well, okay, we'll see." And he said, "Give me a call." And when the show got picked up and we went to series, I started thinking seriously about having him as a character on the show. And so we started to develop Tom Zarek as a figure in the series. And I was thinking this would be a perfect role for Richard. But I also thought, he may not want to do it. And if he doesn't do it, is this an important character of the show? And we just sort of internally decided that if Richard wasn't interested, we were still going to have Tom Zarek, that the character was important in the mythology of the show. It was an important voice that we wanted to have in the series. And we were going to do it. But I called him and pitched him the idea, and he responded, and then read the script, and boom, and then he became one of our regulars, and we were very, very happy.